Hall of Fame career with the New York Knicks would be enough to make anyone retire happy, right? But for Bill Bradley, it was just the beginning.
That's right. After basketball, the Rhodes Scholar went on to serve New Jersey for 18 years in the U.S. Senate.
Now he's starring in a documentary, really an oral history of his life. And in it, he offers his thoughts on the 1991 beating of Rodney King. And as you know, the officers involved were acquitted, triggering the deadly Los Angeles riots. Take a look.
I was speaking and I spontaneously picked up a pen from my desk and I paused, and without saying a word, I hit the podium 56 times in 81 seconds. The defense called King a bear, a bull, a gorilla, the worst of the dehumanizing descriptions of black Americans that have fueled hatred, discrimination, and fear throughout our history. I'd wanted that speech to make a difference, but it didn't. These things still happen.
So the documentary, Rolling Along, debuts this weekend at the Tribeca Festival, and Senator Bradley is joining us right here on the couch this morning. So great to have you here in studio to talk about
Dan.
this.
Good to be here.
You know, this is a powerful clip. It's the only clip that you actually gave us to air regarding this documentary, and I think it's because of how powerful it is. Why did you choose that one?
Well, it was an important moment for me, and it's a fact that continues. So I wanted to have that. But the film is about a lot more than race. It's about race, of course, but it's also about growing up in a small town. It's about my years with the Knicks. And my hope is I try to be as honest about my life as I can be, because I think honesty leads to healing, and I think we need healing in our country today. And so I wanted to do a film that was about all of us. So it's about me, but there are moments, whether it's triumph or disaster or failure, or whether it's forgiveness or whether it's love or whatever, that I think people can identify with. And my hope is that they see themselves in it. It's about the Knicks, it's about politics, no question about that, but it's also about a life journey. And I try to make it so that people, I even tell a few jokes, you know.
Well, you know, you just said that America needs healing now. So I want to know, you famously once said when you decided not to run for re-election that politics is broken. America needs help, right? So what do you think of it now?
Well, I think that we have the same problems in terms of money and in terms of voting and so forth, complicated by a deterioration in the quality of debate and the quality of civility. And I often think, and I say in the film, that, you know, maybe we could learn a lot from the success of the Knicks, what we felt and did, which was, you know, give respect to people who are different than you know, honor your neighbor, and also try to help each other succeed by being selfless in your efforts.
Yeah, you know, I keep going back to this clip of the Rodney King because I'm thinking about where you were when you were in office to where we are today. Some of these incidents, like you saw, still happening. So would you say we're better off or worse than when you were a senator?
I think we're better off because the awareness is much broader. The awareness back then was a narrower awareness, and people were a little shocked. They're not shocked now, so the question is, what do we do to make change?
Is it not shocked because it's happening too often and people have it right at their fingertips at all times on social media?
Partly. I mean, social media has changed things, no question about that. And that's good in the sense that more people know about bad things, but we'd have to focus on what we know that there are good things too. The human spirit, you know, ultimately, I think this is about, this play is about the human spirit. And about how we can soar as well as fall. And so we have to recognize that that's part of our humanity.
Do you look back at your life now, all put into this 90-minute documentary? Do you have a greatest accomplishment that you're proud of, or a legacy that you want people to get out of this?
Being a father. That was the greatest accomplishment.
Sure, I bet.
And briefly, just tell me about how this documentary came to be, because you were performing your autobiography on stage.
I was, yeah. Well, what happened was I gave my papers to Princeton.
Yeah.
They did an oral history, interviewed 70 people. I did a reception for them, told stories about the 50 that showed up. Afterwards, Manny Eisenberg, who's produced 72 plays on Broadway, came up to me and said, you know, sounds a little bit like Hal Holbrook doing Mark Twain. You ought to work something up. So for 6 months, I worked it up and then took it on the road to 20 cities and then refined it during COVID and then did it in a theater and then had 5 cameras covering it.
Wow.
And now here's the film.
Amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing this.
Senator and Nick
you.
Star Bill Bradley, thanks so much for coming in today. We so
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. The oral documentary of his life, Rolling Along, opens this weekend as part of the Tribeca Festival. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be good.